Severin Graham, you were trimming on the AC40 Magic today. Looked like another good day for testing. Very flat out there, flatter than yesterday. Tell us about the day. How did it go from your point of view?
Yeah, I thought it was a really productive day. It was our second day back when actually sailing with the 240s, so just getting into the swing of things, but productivity is really high and just learning a ton every day, so it's really great.
Like yesterday, we saw lots of straight line stuff, not many maneuvers over the day. It was all about comparing the performance of different configurations, different sails. I'm not going to ask you about those sails specifically because I'm sure you won't tell me. But how do you gather the data on the performance of the boats? How do you measure that?
Well, there's a lot of things that are being collected that we can look at in performance reports after, and we debrief in a meeting room. But then also there's a capture when we're done sailing, and sailors talk about feeling, because feeling's just as important as data, and you want to make sure those two things line up well.
How does it compare trimming on an AC40 on a day like this compared to, say, on a practice race day? Because you're sailing in a straight line, the concentration must be very high.
Yeah, concentration's high. On a practice racing day, like there's a lot of other things you need to think about. So different boats and racing conditions and other variables are changing. So it's kind of just increasing or decreasing your bandwidth depending on what's important in that moment.
Concentration must be pretty intense. You come off the water with a headache?
No, we make sure that we stay nice and hydrated, electrolyte tablets, but yeah, it's definitely exhausting and not a physical way always, but just very exhausting.
We saw a couple of quite long stops today. One when the mainsail was changed on one of the boats, and then another one later in the day. Was there an issue that needed sorting, or?
I don't think there was an issue. We're looking at different sails, and some of them are battery changes, just routine checks, and again, just second day back in the water with the 40s, so making sure everything's functioning properly and not wasting any time.
You said that there's a feedback process at the end of the day, a capture process you call it. Can you just tell us in general terms how that works? How long does that last, for instance?
It's not extremely long. We go into more detail on following meetings in the next day or coming weeks, but you want to make sure everything's fresh in the sailors' minds and the coaches' minds, and you want to take note of that so you can dig deeper on things of points of interest in following days.
Now, Anderson Reggio said I wouldn't be doing my job of interviewing you if I didn't ask you why they call you the Magic Man.
Yeah, so I've been nicknamed the Magic Man on the team, and I think that's early on when we were doing two-boat training. I only sailed on our AC40 and not the LEQ, so because my primary focus on the team is going to be for Youth America's Cup, so I got quickly nicknamed the Magic Man as everyone else is rotating around. That was always my boat, so we're going to take care of her because she's going to be ours for not too long now for the Cup.
Fantastic. If you're going to get a nickname, that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing with us, Severin.
Thank you very much.